Okay, so you probably heard the buzz. Solo Leveling Season 2. It's been making waves. And today on the deep dive, we're not just going to ride that wave of hype. We're going to dissect it.
Yeah.
We're going to really get into why this season in particular, why this anime season exploded the way it did and really captured so many imaginations. So to do that, we're cracking open this really in-depth podcast discussion all about Solo Leveling Season 2. We want to extract the key takeaways, like what made this season so significant, what made it such a big deal, for anime, for, the culture at large.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's just jump right into it. I mean, the anticipation for this season, it was pretty huge, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, to really understand that anticipation, you got to kind of go back to the roots of this thing. Solo Leveling started as a light novel.
Right.
Found its audience, but it was the webtoon adaptation.
Oh yeah.
That really blew up. I mean, that's what brought it to the masses. And then season 1 of the anime just sort of like multiplied that success like exponentially.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, season 1, it was like a breakthrough. You saw Jin-Woo Sung, his transformation, right, from like zero to hero. Like you got that classic underdog story, right, where he becomes just overwhelmingly powerful. And it's set in this like really fascinating world of dungeons and these monster hunters.
Yeah.
And, the animation quality was already fantastic, I mean, in season 1. And the action sequences were like, edge of your seat stuff. So it's like, by the time that season ended, Solo Leveling wasn't just another anime. It was like a phenomenon.
Exactly. Global phenomenon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when the announcement for season 2 dropped, the hype, the excitement, it was understandable. It was huge. And I think the question on a lot of people's minds was, can they live up to it? Can this new season live up to what season 1 did?
Right.
Can it meet those expectations?
Yeah. Can they top it? And it seems like from what this podcast really digs into, season 2 didn't just meet expectations. It kind of blew past them for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And a lot of that seems to come down to the action, just how much action there is.
Yeah. Yeah. The podcast really emphasizes that, the fights, it's nonstop.
Yep.
It's high octane. It's like every episode you're just thrown right into these intense battles.
Yeah, like from what I gather, like right out of the gate.
Yeah.
The opening episode, they just jump right into it. Jinwoo's power, it's amplified. He's the Shadow Monarch now, right?
Yeah.
And it's like they don't waste any time. They show you like, hey, this is what he's capable of now. And it's not there's no slow burn.
Right. Yeah.
Like they deliver on that promise, like his growth. It's right there in your face.
Yeah. What's interesting is like they highlight some specific battles that are like really impactful. They talk about this fight with this tusk monster. They call it iconic, And it's not just because Jinwoo like shows off these new abilities. It's the animation. It's like a step up, It's like they really put even more effort into this fight. Yeah. They're talking about dynamic camera work, like the choreography of the movements, the way they integrate the CGI like seamlessly. So it's like it sounds like a really visually stunning fight.
Yeah, and that's saying something considering season 1 was already pretty impressive.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Visually, I mean.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just that one fight. They talk about the battle against the Emperor of the Giants, which they say is like another example of just how strong Jinwoo is.
Yeah.
And it's visually amazing, apparently. So it's like these big, high energy fights that are like really visually captivating. That seems to be like a big part of what people loved about this season.
Yeah. It's what resonated with them.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And it wasn't just the visuals of the fights. Like they talk about how the music and the sound design, they're interwoven.
Right. Yeah.
So like it's perfectly synced up. So it's like it really amplifies, the impact of these moments that are already pretty intense, visually.
Yeah. That synchronization is huge. It's like music has the power to take something you're watching and turn it into something you feel. It adds this whole other layer to the action. So they're saying that this integration of audio and visuals, it's one of season 2's strengths.
Yeah.
It really enhances the whole viewing experience.
And speaking of visuals, they don't hold back.
Yeah.
They call season 2 a visual masterpiece. of animation.
That's high praise, you know?
Yeah.
But the details they give, it sounds like they back it up. They talk about like the fluidity of the movements, especially in those action scenes. It's not just, still frames looking good. It's like the motions, how smoothly it all flows together. It creates this like really dynamic experience for the viewer.
Yeah, yeah. And then the way they use colors and shadows and lighting, especially during Jin-Woo's transformations,
Yeah.
it's like that makes those moments, really stand out.
Right.
Like that kind of visual flair,
Yeah.
that's what makes an anime series memorable.
Absolutely. And this detail, it goes beyond the main characters, the big moments. They talk about the design of the monsters,
Right.
the dungeons, how intricate the environments are. So it's like a lot of effort went into making it all look, as good as possible. It makes the world feel richer, more immersive for you.
Yeah, for sure. It sounds like they really brought the webtoon to life.
Yeah.
In a way that, that fans are happy with.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the music, because that seems to be another big reason why this season was so successful.
Yeah.
Yeah. They call the original soundtrack fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And they specifically mention how effective those opening and ending themes are, like right away.
Yeah.
It sets the tone, like right off the bat.
Yeah, you get a sense of the atmosphere, the kind of journey you're about to go on.
Exactly, yeah. And it's not just those, beginning and end themes.
Right.
They talk about the music in the final fight.
Yeah.
And how it just like really elevates that whole climax of the season.
Yeah, like the music becomes part of the story.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they say that the music, the score, it really creates atmosphere.
Yeah.
And it intensifies like the feeling of the battles.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not just background music. It's part of what makes those moments so impactful.
Right.
It adds to the emotional punch.
Yeah. And it's not all, high energy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They use some more melancholic pieces too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they really trying to match the music to, all the different moods and emotions of the story.
Yeah, it adds some depth, It's not just action, action, action all the time.
Yeah, yeah. And they say that the music is memorable. Like it sticks with you,
Yeah.
after you've finished watching.
Yeah, which is always a good sign, A great soundtrack can really enhance your connection to a show.
Totally, totally. So, with all this praise, the action, the animation, the music, I mean, it's not really a surprise that this season had such a huge impact,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It was a global phenomenon.
Yeah.
Like the podcast talks about how season 2 just blew up on social media.
Yeah.
Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Reddit. It was everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. And it wasn't just like, a few mentions here and there. It was trending constantly.
Yeah.
Week after week. I mean, that kind of buzz,
Yeah.
it doesn't happen for no reason. It means people are really into it,
Yeah.
They're invested.
Yeah, and the fan content, it was like crazy. The amount of fan art, the memes, people were making reaction videos, cosplaying. It's like that level of enthusiasm, that level of connection. It shows you just how much this season resonated with people.
Yeah, yeah. And then you have like the, more official numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Like it got a 9 out of 10 on my Animalist.
Oh.
I mean, that's really impressive.
Oh, yeah.
Especially for a sequel.
Yeah.
It's hard to live up to the hype.
Right.
But it seems like they did.
Yeah.
So for those of you who were waiting to see if it was, all it was cracked up to be, it sounds like it was.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, what fueled all this anticipation.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just, the success of season 1. It was, there were other things going on.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, season 1, I mean, it ended on a cliffhanger, so
Yeah.
people were like dying to know what happens next.
Yeah. Like you're left hanging.
Yeah.
You want to see, what's going to happen with Jin-Woo. How much stronger is he going to get?
Exactly. And then you had the introduction of new characters,
Right.
like the Shadow Soldiers.
Yeah.
That added a whole new layer of excitement, It's not just Jin-Woo getting stronger by himself. It's like, what are these new characters going to bring to the table?
Yeah.
What are the dynamics going to be like?
Yeah. And plus, there's the world itself. People were expecting more world building,
Yeah.
higher stakes, bigger challenges.
Yeah.
So it's like you knew it was going to be, more complex,
Yeah.
more expansive.
And it wasn't just about like Jinwoo's power level.
Right.
They really dig into his character development. Like he's a leader now.
Right.
He's got all this responsibility.
Right. Being the Shadow Monarch, it's not easy.
No. So it's like he's grappling with that. He's trying to figure it all out.
Right.
And that makes him a more interesting character.
Yeah, yeah. And Cha-Han, she's still a big part of the story,
Mm-hmm.
not just as, an ally, but she kind of shows you how Jin-Woo's power affects the world around him,
Right.
you know?
It's not just about him.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, there was all the hype around Jin-Woo's father,
Oh, yeah.
Sung Il-hwan.
Mhm.
People were waiting to see him, to find out more about him.
Yeah, to see how he fits into the story.
Right.
To learn more about, like, the origin of Jin-Woo's powers.
Yeah, exactly. So, even with all the praise this podcast, it does mention some criticisms,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's like if they want to be fair, give you the whole picture.
Right, it's about balance.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, one thing they say is that the pacing, it slows down a bit in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
Like there's more world building, more exposition, maybe not as much action as some people were hoping for.
Yeah, it's a tough balance to strike,
Yeah.
between keeping the story moving and giving you the information you need.
Right. And some people felt like, some of the supporting characters didn't get enough screen time.
Yeah, it's natural,
Yeah.
You get attached to certain characters, you want to see more of them.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But it sounds like they consider these to be, minor flaws overall.
Yeah.
Like the season was still a success.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. For the most part, people loved it.
Yeah. So looking ahead, I mean, there's already talk about season 3,
Hmm.
and it sounds like people are pretty excited.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Buzz is already starting. People want to see what happens next.
Yeah. I mean, Jinwoo's powers, they're still growing,
Yeah.
and there's going to be, even stronger enemies.
Right.
So the possibilities, I mean, they're endless.
Yeah. And what about the Shadow Soldiers? What are they going to be capable of? How are they going to factor into Jinwoo's battles?
Right. There's so much potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, given how well the first 2 seasons did, it wouldn't be surprising to see the story continue.
Totally. So to sum it all up, Solo Leveling Season 2, it really connected with people worldwide.
Mm.
And for a lot of reasons, like the action was intense, the animation was amazing,
Yeah.
the music, it was fantastic. And they really developed the characters.
Mm-hmm.
So even though there were a few minor criticisms,
Right.
like overall, it seems like the hype was real.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment.
Yeah. So to anyone listening who might be, on the fence or just curious about, why everyone's talking about this,
Yeah.
it seems like you should definitely check it out.
Definitely. Whether you're already a fan or you're brand new to Solo Leveling, it sounds like a pretty captivating anime.
Yeah, for sure. So our final thought for you, our listener, is what makes an anime truly engaging? Is it the action, the visuals, the music, the characters?
Yeah.
What really pulls you in?
What leaves a lasting impression?
Yeah. And this isn't just about Solo Leveling, This is about any show, any story that you really connect with.
It's a good question to think about.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Until next time.